Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video, I will be bringing you guys my 2021 NFL mock draft for the Washington football team. We will be doing the first round, second round, and the third round, so that is a total of 4 picks, so make sure you guys stay tuned to the end to see who I pick. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's start off with our first round pick, and remember, we are drafting overall in the first round because we did win the NFC East, and we are in a tough spot because it obviously depends on what we do in free agency, because if we get a quarterback in free agency, especially an expensive one, or via trade, then we're probably not going to draft a quarterback in the first round. Same thing goes if we spend a bunch of money on a wide receiver, but we do need help on offense, and right now there's really no quarterbacks that I'm comfortable taking at 19. The only, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, all off the board. Mac Jones is debatable, but I really don't know if I want to take him at 19. We'll see how his stock develops, though, once the draft gets near. And there also aren't any great receivers. I do like Terrence Marshall, and I do like Rashard Bateman, but the big three, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle are not here at 19. And if any of those guys, or Kyle Pitts, he's a tight end, if any of those guys were here, I would absolutely take them, because we do need help at that wide receiver position opposite of Terry McLaurin. And on defense, we need help at that linebacker position. And there is a linebacker that I really like that's on the board, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, who is very, very good and would be a perfect fit on our defense. I know a lot of people really want to go offense, and I do too, but at this position and in this mock draft, none of the top offensive players are on the board, so I'm going to go ahead and take Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And if you look at his stats, he is an absolute beast. This year he had 60 tackles, 40 solo tackles, 3 pass deflections, about 2 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, had an interception, and also had a touchdown. He has very good instincts, really good in the run game, and that's one of our, our Achilles heels on defense. Is our run defense is okay, but not where we want it to be, and part of the reason is because of our linebackers, and Cole Holcomb is solid at it, but Bostic and others need to improve. And if you add someone like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, that would help us out a ton. I've seen a lot of mock drafts of him going in the top 10, and some of him going 18 to 20. So this could be a possibility. Him, Micah Parsons. If Micah Parsons falls, I would absolutely take him. But he's, can sack the quarterback. He's good as a run stopper. And, he gets some interceptions as well and is able to knock the football out. And that's what we need on defense. But like I said, if there was a better offensive option here, I would no doubt take it. But again, this is a simulator, so that was what was available to me. But yeah, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is going to be an absolute stud wherever he lands, and he is best suited for the 4-3 defense. And of course, that is exactly what we run. He's about 6'2", 220 pounds. And yeah, he's a beast. Since we did go defense first round, I do think it is appropriate to add some firepower at offense. There's not any really good tight ends available or offensive tackles, but a receiver that I really like, St. Brown from USC, is available, and he is a stud. If you look at his stats, he's about 6'1", 200 pounds, and he's played 3 years at USC, and in his first year, 750 yards, 3 touchdowns. The next year, 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. This year, he had about 500 yards and touchdowns, but keep in mind, only played in 6 games because of the shortened season. So he was an absolute stud, and to get him in the middle of the second round, I would really really like that, especially he can be that number one receiver, but also could be, depending on how everything shakes out, he could be a really, really good number two receiver, and you can get him obviously for cheap in that second round. And I really think is going to be a stud and a perfect fit opposite of Terry McLaurin. And like I said, we need a lot of help at that wide receiver position. And something that would be great is, signing a veteran in free agency that is going to get 500 plus yards, and then go ahead and draft, draft a receiver in that, 2 to 4 range, rounds 2 to 4 range in the draft. And I think that would be the perfect scenario. St. Brown would be a huge upgrade at that wide receiver position, and I think he would be an immediate impact in year one. Okay, so this is a tough one. So with our first pick in the third round at 76, and this one is actually from the 49ers, we got a lot of options that we can choose from. On offense, there's really not a huge glaring hole after we did address that wide receiver position. You could upgrade the tight end position, but not really any great options available at this point. You could also go upgrade that safety position, but I also am fine with what we have at the safety position. I absolutely love Cameron Curl, and I think DeShazier Everett is also going to continue to get better, and we'll see what happens with Landon Collins, what his role is going to be, because you cannot have Cameron Curl on the bench. That is not a possibility after what he did this year. And the offensive line, we could still upgrade at, I think, left tackle. And Taven Jenkins from Oklahoma State is available, and I'm going to go ahead and take him, Oklahoma State. He's about 6'6", 320 pounds senior. He's a big guy, and we'll see. We still have Sadiq Charles, but I'm not sure where Ron Rivera and company, what they're thinking with him, especially after, his first year was filled with injuries, and he also could play left guard. So you could have Taven Jenkins at left tackle, Sadiq Charles at left guard, Chase Roullier at center, and then have Brennan Sheriff at right guard and Morgan right tackle. And I do like Wes Schweitzer, but Sadiq Charles, in my opinion, has more potential. And if he's injury prone, you can have Wes Schweitzer in there for him if Sadiq Charles gets injured, or for Brandon Sheriff if he gets injured. So I think we could upgrade at that offensive line position at left tackle, and I think Taven Jenkins would be a good pick right here. So with our second pick in the third round, this is a tough pick because I was debating between safety and cornerback. There was a slightly better safety available, but I really think cornerback is a little bit bigger of a need, especially considering that Ronald Darby is a free agent and we don't know if he's going to be back. We do think he's going to be back, but we don't 100% know, and we still need an upgrade at that cornerback position. Someone besides Kendall Fuller and Ronald Darby. And, there's two cornerbacks right here, Shaun Wade from Ohio State, and a cornerback from South Carolina. Sorry, I'm not going to try to, mispronounce that name, but I didn't like what I saw from Shaun Wade in the last couple of games. And I know last game was against Devontae Smith, but the effort just didn't seem there from him. He looked like he was jogging a few times. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cornerback from South Carolina. I've seen him play once or twice. He's actually pretty solid this year. He didn't play that many games, 10 tackles, 2 interceptions, but the year before, when he's more healthy and they played more games, 60 tackles, 45 solo tackles, 4 interceptions, and he would be a solid cornerback for us. He's actually pretty big, 6'4", about 200 pounds. I think he would be a good addition to the team, and a starting cornerback lineup of Ronald Darby, Kendall Fuller, and this guy would be pretty solid in my opinion. And you add in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and that makes it even better, and I think that solidifies our defense, and we were able to get some protection up front and get a stud wide receiver. So I think this is a successful draft. If there was a better wide receiver available, I definitely would have taken them, but there was none. So let me know what you guys think about this mock draft, and let me know, give me some video ideas for this offseason in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to turn on those post notifications, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.